and what could potentially be a Luke mirror match. I mean, I feel like there's not going to be a lot to force Big Bird off of this character, so it's really up to Android to stick it out in this mirror match to see how well he fares up.
I mean, if it does happen, like we have already seen the canon, things like that, there was She too as well. So, but I do think that he's well versed in that mirror match. He's played a lot of the other players in that mirror match. Obviously, Angry Bird also has a Luke, maybe not to the same level that we've seen Big Bird or maybe other players, because he dabbles in various other characters. I think that he'll be okay if the mirror match does come into play. And again, if he does feel uncomfortable in this first of two, he can switch over to Ken. But let's see what Big Bird's been talking about.
Yeah, his quote for us all: Fandroid plays Luke, so he's automatically a threat. That's true, 100%.
Right.
Other than that, it'll be a good match, I hope. Just let me be the victorious one. And I get that. I mean, every Luke can be pretty volatile. When you're at this stage of the game and you're within top 16, everybody's going to be a threat no matter what. But on top of that, having a Luke, I totally understand Big Bird's sentiment. In fact, Fandroid actually did pretty well for himself at the first World Warrior, just shy of top 3. He actually got 4th. He fell to, I believe, GTR, but other than that, he's been pretty active, enough to get him at least 60 points. I think he's currently in, 6th place overall? No, 16th place overall. So I do like seeing him and how he's been performing. No, I lied. It is 6th place. I'm sorry. Not 16th. It is 6th place indeed. So he has 90 points. But either way, it's going to be Luke versus Luke. Really curious to see it. Big Bird, he's had so much practice already against like a ton of the Lukes, whether it be over in the UAE, whether it be in the States as well.
Right.
I feel like he's no stranger to danger. Fandroid, however, I have not seen him perform last season, so I don't know what characters he had prior to this, but the only character he had listed is Luke. So I want to know if he has what it takes. Again, he's made it this far up into the winner's bracket.
Right.
Let's see if we can get it going between these two.
If you make it this far, obviously you have something different. And I'm definitely waiting to see what he brings to the table for his Luke play, because like you could fight every Luke in the business, but it being a mirror match, that means you're going to be focusing on the player a lot more than the character itself. So I'm wondering what he's going to be doing different. Is he going to be more aggressive? Is that something that that Big Bird's going to be looking out for? Is he going to be more passive, like we've seen over in Street League Japan? Like Yamaguchi is a more defensive sort of style when it comes to Luke play, and all those things are going to have to be expeditiously caught up with in the first of two, because you don't have much time to deliberate on how they want to play and gather that data. So it's going to be the Luke mirror match. We're going to see who's got the different sort of style. And I know that people are like, oh man, a mirror match and stuff like that. But I do feel like we're getting to a point of this game where we can start to see the differences between the players, the characters and stuff like that. Even though this character's only been out for so long, I do think that we can start to see like, oh, this person plays more aggressive with the fireballs. This person's more optimal. Let's see what happens. Big Bird, Fandroid.
Acting second, you can see already the counterplay coming in from Big Bird. Seeing Fandroid commit to a standing medium punch, the uppercut. Yeah, very delayed rocket upper. We do like the anti-air consistencies here. Want to see if Fandroid has what it takes to keep the mental awareness against Big Bird. But now he's keeping it a lot more grounded. We see the big opener from the medium punch. A medium punch again with no counter hit. We get the activation. And we see an interruption. And another challenge from Fandroid too.
Big Bird trying to go for that D-skill. EXCP busting out. Fandroid loves these fireballs, but Big Bird, too quick on the draw with the medium. V reversals the shots. Back medium, but the trade to make him drop. I like that light kick, not committal with it, and you're not going to be eating a lot of damage if it does hit that trade. More than enough health to stay alive. Big Bird with the first one.
Yeah, that's usually the option you're going to if you just need like a tad bit of damage. So do understand the Big Bird, again, he was playing at the pretty much at the back end of it, really trying to get the counter pokes going. Now he's being the initiator. We do get the low forward into the flash buckle. Oh, you thought you were going to be on the same side? No, sir. That was actually a super funky interaction. Fandroid. Ugh, the bust out. I love that. I love that. Don't even give your opponent a chance to breathe.
Right back at him. With a goon to a goblin. Activation right off the fireball. B-trigger flavored and letting him rock. Try to get that B-skill, but he's got that too. Careful now. One more hit and through. Medium kick. One more hit and the whiff punish. Too far out in that distance. You see him back up to let that whiff. Fantastic play right here to get that footsie play going. But Fandroid, I like his focus on fireballs. It's just a little bit too much. We've seen it get interrupted with back heavy kick and medium punch over and over again. And some of these decisions on defense have been a little bit too antsy and a little bit too autopilot. We also saw the V-skill stock up too as well when he had V-trigger, when Big Bird had V-trigger. It's like you can't do that because he can hit you full screen.
I think majority of the time Fandroid caught damage was getting whiff punish. Yeah, he gets whiff punish again. I don't think it's a defensive decision-making problem. I think it's more so just placing the wrong almost at the wrong time. I love the crush counter anticipation that Fandroid using that back roundhouse to catch maybe a normal. And now he's playing on the back foot, getting a couple of counters against Big Bird in places where he couldn't or he shouldn't be reaching. Look at the amount of damage. No, he actually anticipated the throw.
The back heavy kick
That
gets
was
it.
so smart. Fandroid, I love that. Back roundhouse again to ring out the shots 2 times over for the crush counter. Big Bird might be in trouble.
Maybe. I do like that Fandroid's putting that button up on the table a little bit more. We talked about how those buttons can be placed a little bit better, and he's utilizing that button first as a party starter. And not just committing to like medium and forward heavy punch. Ooh, as soon as I say that, whiffs the fierce, but not a big punch though from Big Bird.
We didn't see any of the meter as well from Big Bird. He actually threw out just a regular flash knuckle. We still gets a crush counter, cross-cut DP. Check Fandroid. Look at the amount of damage so far that Fandroid has taken. Oh boy, he's gonna make him eat a lot more of it. Flash knuckle. He still gets the Oki, the big counter hit as well. That was a very meaty medium punch, but still, what is happening? He's too far from the corner to get that flash knuckle. The rocket uppercut.
Don't leave Luke alive.
Oh my god, so much extra damage.
Yep, leave it on the table. Now this distance. All this is one good EX fireball. You see Big Bird looking for it. Wait for him to walk forward and step right in it. Oh,
that's
fantastic
huge.
jump in. Has the V-skill charged up. That's damage
Are you
on that
dead?
deck.
I think you're hella dead. By the time you start, are you under stuck?
Oh, just by a little
it's a pixel. The magic pixel is that Big Bird pulling all the tricks, standing medium kick. The one button to rule them all. With one button to find it. Big Bird making big waves, really, with that standing medium kick, letting that shot ring out against Fandroid. But I will say, man, that's got to be super unfortunate for Fandroid not being able to get that kill. That was so close.
So close. Right in that distance, too. And we'll see something different with the EX fireball. Puts him in the corner. V-shift. Caught him trying to leave. Where you going? Back medium punch for the plus frames. And the medium punch, too. Caught him whiffing again. It's still not your turn with that space trap like that. Fandroid trying to work his way out with that medium kick. You talked about that button being fantastic.
Word. Okay.
It still worked out? All according to plan.
Frames, hella plus frames. I do understand the V reversal, but still, Big Bird, he's trying to find a way out, maybe? Or he's going to hang back until the trigger dissipates? He'll act on 2 things, right? He'll buffer, or he'll do that. Okay, well, he got it either way. Big Bird caught Fandroid flinching. It's more than enough damage. Big Bird taking it 2-0 with the Luke mirror match. I almost wrote down Luke in my progression sheet. I was going to say, Big Bird, Luke, pretty much the same person.
Pretty much. I mean, I love that he's sticking with this character. I love that he's putting in work with the character, and we see his optimality. A few things a little shaky, but that's A-okay as he gets his win today and moves on to top 8 tomorrow. Fandroid going to have to see if his Luke play can make it through the loser's bracket. But, man, oh, man, you see the options like this, the non-committal buttons with the lights and things like that, and routing it back when things got a little scrappy was really great. But not for nothing, Fandroid had some fantastic sequences. We saw some optimality. It's just that super not being able to get that one last pixel, that one last little bit.
Yeah, it was pretty close. But Fandroid, again, we've seen the potential from his gameplay. We've seen the amount of damage he's done in the corner, so he understands the full-on offensive sequences he needs for optimizing the damage. And in this sequence alone, I think that was just very unlucky from Fandroid. Not being able to close it out just because there was just a pixel left on the side of Big Bird. That was just mad unfortunate. I think he played it right.